Hi you guys, and welcome to the final episode of my Shades of Fall series. I know I was supposed to do a lot longer of a fall series, but if you have been following my channel for a while, you know what's been going on this fall for me. It's not been a great one, so I've cut it short and we are going to finish with this video and then blaze right on into the holiday series. But I am so excited because today's video is going to be 3 appetizers for Thanksgiving that you can take over to your family's house or that you can make at home. Whatever you want to do, they are a little bit gourmet but super easy, and they will definitely just bring like that extra bit of elegance to Thanksgiving this year. So I hope that you will keep on watching. And before we get started, you guys know I love building my mom tribe, and this video today is in collaboration with Amy Darley. Amy is just the sweetest girl. I had a chance to meet her recently in Savannah, and you guys, she is just a Southern woman and I love her. She is a YouTube mama of 2 and has an amazing channel. You can get so much inspiration for cooking and cleaning and just mom life on her channel. So when you're done watching my video, I highly encourage you to go over to Amy's channel and watch hers as well as others. Give her videos a thumbs up and her channel a subscribe. And if you're coming from Amy's channel, I hope that you will stick around and join us as a subscriber. Let's go ahead and get on with the cooking.
Okay, so the very first thing we're going to make is cranberry walnut sweet potato rounds, and you guys, it's super simple, and don't forget all the ingredients and directions will be listed below in the description box. So the very first thing you want to do to make this recipe is preheat your oven to 425 and go ahead and zest an entire orange. You will also want to go ahead and slice your potatoes, and I found that a sweet potato that's longer is a lot easier than working with the shorter, fatter ones like the one I have. For presentation purposes, I went ahead and put out all of my ingredients. So it's cranberry sauce, the potatoes, the walnuts, the orange zest, salt, olive oil, honey, and pepper. And now that we have all of those ingredients together, we're going to combine the salt, the orange zest, and pepper to 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and then coat the sweet potato rounds into the mixture and lay them on a baking pan, not touching. This is what it should look like before it goes into the oven. They should be well coated, and go ahead and stick it in your oven for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you'll want to take it out, flip them over, and then put it back in for another 10 minutes. So during the second 10 minutes, I went ahead and set out the rest of my ingredients, and you're just going to want to go ahead and make the glaze while you're waiting as well. So it's 2 parts honey to 1 part balsamic vinegar, and then just go ahead and stir it up. It won't be super thick, and that's okay because you'll still get the sweet flavor of the honey no matter what. Now comes the fun part, and that's assembling the appetizer. So spread the cranberry sauce on all of your sweet potato rounds, and then follow that up with the goat cheese crumbles and then the walnuts. And the final step for this lovely hors d'oeuvre is to drizzle on the glaze and then garnish with fresh rosemary. And you guys, they look absolutely delicious and they taste even better. Your family will love them. So now we're moving on to the next appetizer, and that is basil bacon and peach baked brie. Oh my goodness, you guys, wait till you see how the cheese comes out at the end. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 and cook your bacon. You only need 2 strips for this recipe, but I was hungry and made more. And then, as always, I set out my ingredients. So it's peach jam, fresh basil, puff pastry, and fresh sliced French bread. I sliced it myself. but you could also use crostini in its place. We just could not find any at our store. Then I went ahead and chopped up my basil, and I find that it's easier if you roll it before you chop. It just comes out a lot faster, and that's just how I like it. Next, you'll want to chop your bacon, and you can use as much or as little as you want, but like I said, 2 slices should be enough. And then you're going to want to lay out your puff pastry. So I find that it's a little bit easier to use when it's not cold. So just take it out when you take out your bacon. But then you're going to take your brie, this is French brie, and sit it in the center and spread the peach jam on top. Then follow it up with the rest of your toppings. So that's the bacon and the fresh basil. And again, now comes the fun part. You're going to just fold the puff pastry, making little pleats all the way around, making sure that there's no holes for the cheese to melt out of. And once you get it all around the cheese, pinch it up at the top to keep it sealed. It should look something like this, and once you are done with that, go ahead and beat 1 egg and then brush the egg wash all over your puff pastry. Then just pop it in the oven for 20 minutes and it's done. I chose to garnish mine at the top with basil and plate it without the French bread, but oh my goodness, it was so good on that French bread. Look at that cheese coming out of there and the peach, the sweetness. Oh, you guys. And now moving on to the third and final, it is a whipped goat cheese and blueberry balsamic crostini. And the very first thing you're going to want to do is zest an entire lemon, but save the lemon because you will use it later. This recipe calls for 8 ounces of goat cheese, so go ahead and put that in a mixing bowl. And here are the rest of the ingredients: the lemon zest, whipping cream, salt, the bread, and blueberries. I would consider this the fun part because you get to use tools, so go ahead and combine the heavy whipping cream as well as the salt in with your goat cheese and whip it. It's not going to be like a whipped cream consistency. It'll still be very thick, but you just want to whip it down so that it's not like lumpy. So here we are back to the ingredients. You're going to use fresh thyme and about a tablespoon of it, and I love using thyme like this. You can just kind of hold one end in your hand and go against the grain to pull all the little bits off, and it's so much fun. It's actually very satisfying doing it that way. And then you're going to combine the blueberries with lemon zest and the thyme, as well as a tablespoon of lemon juice, and mix that all together. And then follow it up with balsamic reduction, and there really is no set amount. Just make sure that you add enough so that all of the blueberries are coated. Stay with me, guys. We are nearly there. It is almost time to eat. Oh, okay. So now you're just going to take 1 clove of garlic and chop it up really small, because you are going to add this to 4 tablespoons of melted butter. And I just melted it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. Essentially, you've just created a garlic butter. Now you're going to turn a skillet on medium-high on the stove and coat both sides of your bread with the butter mixture and lay it in the pan. I didn't lay it in the pan for any specific amount of time. I kind of just watched to see for the type of golden brown that I like, so you can kind of eyeball it. If you want your bread really toasted, you leave it in a little bit longer. Just make sure you don't burn it. And if you like it just kind of crunchy, you can take it out a lot sooner, but just make sure that you do get a little bit of brown on it. And just like the first one, we assemble by spreading the whipped goat cheese on top of the crostini, then go ahead and add your blueberries, garnish with some fresh thyme, and you are ready to eat. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you do try any of these recipes, make sure that you tag me on your Instagram. I'd love to see them. Also, don't forget to go check out Amy's video, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, please, if you haven't already. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!